New EastEnders clue hints at who dies at Christmas, and it's shocking. One EastEnders fan has uncovered a new clue that hints towards the identity of the Christmas murder victim, and we totally didn't expect it. If you're an EastEnders fan, you will be counting down the days to Christmas Day 97 if you need a hand, and the discovery of who is dead on the floor of the Queen Vic. Back in February, viewers were treated to a special flash-forward episode that showed the dead body on the floor, surrounded by 6 potential murderesses, who have since been dubbed the Six. Consisting of Kathy Beale, Denise Fox, Sharon Watts, Linda Carter, Suki Panesar and Stacey Slater, the 6 were seen standing over the body in various states of disarray, some with ripped dresses, others with split lips and a couple covered in blood. Just your average Christmas day, you know. So far, EastEnders have kept the identity of the body a complete secret, with even the cast having been kept in the dark. However, one fan believes that they have worked it out, and it is all thanks to a previous Christmas episode that puts 2 men in the frame to be the body on the floor. When we scanned the flash-forward scene for clues, we couldn't help but notice that the roaring fire in the background seemed a little out of place. It's not often that anyone lights a fire in the Vic, unless they intend to commit arson. Because of this, we have been racking our brains as to why the fire has been deliberately lit, and why we can hear it crackling over the dulcet tones of East 17. Originally, we wondered if the 6 may end up setting the Queen Vic on fire themselves in order to cover up the body, but since the reports of a fire set to rip through the cafe this autumn, we quickly erased that theory from our wall of clues. However, one EastEnders fan has taken to TikTok with proof that the fire is important, as we had suspected, and showed us all how it proves who the victim is. According to the fan, the body on the floor belongs to, drum roll please, Martin Fowler. We know, we didn't see it coming either. In the video, the fan takes us back to Christmas Day 2019 and a very familiar soundtrack. As the camera pans over a fire, the sound of the flames crackling doesn't distract from our favorite East 17 Christmas song, and who should be standing over the flames but Martin Fowler. Martin is heavily involved with Stacey Slater's current storyline, having been the one to raise suspicions about her stalker Theo Hawthorne. He also has links to other members of the 6, being the godson of Kathy Beale and the uncle of Sharon Watts' adopted sister Vicky. With Stacey's hands covered in blood, it looks at first glance as though she may be the killer, though this may not necessarily be the case, as the fan who posted the theory suggests. The fan suggests that perhaps none of the 6 were actually responsible for the murder, but instead it was actually someone else. They suggest that Theo may be the actual culprit, with the 6 just being witnesses to the crime. Perhaps the blood on Stacey's hands has come from her trying to stop the bleeding from a wound inflicted on Martin by Theo. Seeing as the 6 made a big point about being the ones to give men what they deserve, we're not sure if Theo will end up being the murderer, but there is still every possibility that Martin is the one dead on the floor. At this year's National Television Awards, the cast of EastEnders got fans talking about the murder in spectacular fashion with their choice of outfits. While we're still bowled over by the commitment of the 6 to wearing their notorious colors on the red carpet, in this instance we're more interested in a certain pair of cufflinks. Viewers will know that the only clue we have to the identity of the body so far is a unique pair of cufflinks. It was these cufflinks that a number of male cast members wore to the NTAs, hinting that they may be in the firing line this Christmas. One of those cast members was Martin Fowler actor James By, which only strengthens this fan's theory. However, you may have noticed earlier that this theory puts 2 victims in the frame for the murder. While the fan ends their video there, we did some digging of our own, and came up with an alternative body that all of these clues could also lead to, as well as the possible murderer. Cast your mind back to the dramatic events of Christmas 2019, and the reason why Martin is stood over the flames, and you may remember that at this point in the story, Martin was believed to be a murderer after shooting our next possible victim, drum roll please. Keanu Taylor. Seriously, that never gets old. Danny Walters, who plays Keanu, is another cast member who was spotted at the NTAs wearing the dreaded cufflinks, putting Keanu in the frame to be murdered. He narrowly escaped with his life in 2019, as a flashback on New Year's Day 2020 revealed, which also introduces us to our potential murderer. Drum roll please. Linda Carter. Now, while many fans have theorized that Linda may not actually be the one to kill this Christmas, Given that it looks as though she is walking back into the room, this could be a red herring, as we do not know how long the body has been on the floor prior to the flash-forward scene. During the flashback on New Year's Day 2020, it was revealed that Martin couldn't go through with killing Keanu, and instead the pair brawled over the gun, before a gunshot rang out. Linda was the one to hear that gunshot, and rushed into the warehouse, before coming up with a plan to get them all out of the mess they had found themselves in.